For a very long while I've wanted to play with this, the DJI Flight Simulator, and unfortunately the laptops and computers that I've had in the past just haven't been beefy enough. Luckily for me, I've got a son who plays online with computers, and he recently purchased himself a new gaming PC, and he said to me, "Dad, do you want my old one for using in your YouTube studio?" And I said, "Most definitely." In 3, 2, 1. This is the specs of it. It's an AMD A10 something. New computers now are like new cars. If you take the cover off and just look at it and go, yeah, I've got no idea what any of that is whatsoever. You can recognise the graphics card, but all the cables and stuff that go with it. I used to repair old cars, the old Ford Fiestas and Capris and Corsinas, and I used to build computers a long time ago when they were just a lot more basic. So don't ask me anything about what this computer is, but it is a really, really good computer, and I'm really grateful my son gave it to me. Going back to the DJI page. In 3, 2, 1. So now I can play it. I'm going to download it and I'm going to install it. I'm going to take a look at it. So let me get it downloaded. You just click on the download link at the top and then click on the one for Windows here. It is a zip file and it says it's 79.3 megabytes. So let's get that installed then. So to install the actual program, you just basically have to double click it. And then it'll come up with the box as welcome to DJI setup, etc, etc. We just need to click on next to start installing it. Okay, at this point it will try and install drivers. Just follow the prompts, click OK, etc, etc. And then once it's done, just click on finish. First time you run the program, you might get this error that's shown on the screen. If you do, then what you need to do is install a file, and that is located here in C Program Files x86 DJI Flight Simulator, and it's called the UE4 prereq setup _ x64. Run that and that will install the Unreal Engine. To use the Flight Simulator, you're going to need a remote control. Unfortunately, you can't use the Mavic Pro remote, which is a real shame because I do like that one. The only remote I've got that did work is this one from a Phantom 3. This is for the Advanced or the Pro. You're also going to need a USB cable. Now if you're using this one, you plug it in to the USB socket on the back of the controller there, like that. And then you plug that into your computer and power it on. And Windows has accepted that it's there. So now it's time to run the simulator program. The shortcut on your desktop was created, just double click it. And there we go, so it's now started up. If you go into options up here and go into settings, language, you can have for English, image quality, I've set it to best, but I'm going to just set that to sort of middle. I have got, as I said, quite a decent spec PC. I changed the resolution to 720 and I'm going to play it in window mode. And of course you can choose your stick mode, either 1, 2 or 3. Okay, with those options looked at, just click off it, it'll disappear. There's an FAQ and there's also an instruction if you want to read through them. I'm going to click on start. And as you can hear, we get sounds from my little speaker, which I'll just put out the way. It does get quite loud and noisy. Okay, so you get a screen called, it's got skills training, free flight, entertainment, application training, settings and about. To navigate through, you will use the left stick to move through the menu like this. And if we go into settings first of all, so I'm going to press enter on the keyboard. There's general settings and remote controller and keyboard. In general settings, you have pretty much the same as you saw in the previous one. Backspace to come out. And if we go into remote controller and keyboard settings, you can set up the controller for the DJI Lightbridge, Mavic 2 remote, Mavic Air, and other ones as well. You can also set up your keyboard settings and your control sticks. I'm going to leave everything pretty much at default. Okay, you go to about and brings up the credits like that, which we're not going to look at because DJI get too much credit as it is. Okay, let's go to free flight. Now we get to choose the quad that we want. You can fly the Mavic 2 Pro. You can fly the original Mavic Pro with the Phantom 3 controller. There's also the Mavic Air and trusty old Sparky. That one is not available in my region. We have the rather nice Matrice, but that's only available in Enterprise version, which is what you need the license for. And there's also the Inspire 2 and the Inspire 1, which I can fly if I wanted to. And there's the Phantom 4. And we're back to the Mavic 2 Enterprise with the thermal camera. And we're back to Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro. What we're going to fly is trusty old Mavic Pro. Once you've chosen that, you press the C2 button as shown in the bottom left of the screen. And it asks you where you want to fly. You have a free flight at a farm, free flight in a hangar, free flight in city. There's an island, a mountain, a forest, and you can have custom scenarios. I'm not sure what they are, but I'm sure you can have a look into it. I'm going to have a free flight over mountains, I think. So once I'm happy with that, I press enter on the keyboard. Okay, can't fly that one. That is again available only in the Enterprise version. So we'll go with Free Flight Island. You have a couple of takeoff points you can choose from. On a beach, on the rocks, more rocks, a bit of beach. Let's start with that one there, takeoff point 2. Okay, after about 30 seconds of loading, you can now see the Mavic Pro sat on the rocks. Now, I believe that if you press the pause button, you can change between viewing the quad as if you're the flyer. You can change it to viewing it with the screen, and you can also change it to the app so you can actually see where you're flying, and then back to flying behind the quad if you wanted to follow it, for instance. I think I will fly in that mode there so I can see what's going on the screen. But before we do that, let's just start the motors as you would normally do with the CSC. Motors have started. There is no noise, unfortunately. The sound of the quad there powering up would have been nice. Going to change view again, and we're going to take off. There we go. And we'll have a little look round. Got some sparkly lights, I'm not sure what they are. We've got a view out to sea. I'm not sure if you can change it to feet. I'm used to working in feet, not meters. You can also control the camera up and down like this. And back up again. And then we go for a fly. Now the best thing about this, of course, is it gets you used to the controls and the sticks, etc. I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. So let's see what happens if I crash into the water. Let's go into the watery oblivion. Here I come. Falling. 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 Oh. What's going to happen when I hit the water? Splash. Oh. And I've sunk to the bottom. It then just puts me back above the water level again. At a height of minus 6.6 meters. So that's that there. So you can have a fly around if you want to. Now I'm not entirely sure whether or not you can use sport mode. Again, have a look through the instructions. I'm just showing you basically how it works. There is a select mode switch on this. I wonder if I can, whether that makes a difference to it. Oh, there we go. ATI mode, sport mode. I have sport mode by using the little toggle switch on the controller. That's cool. Right, let's see how fast I can fly. There we go. Got 93% battery. That's rather cool. Everything's glittery and glinty. Ooh. Now, as I said, my computer isn't extremely fast. It is a good gaming PC, but it's not the top-notch one. So the image quality might be a little bit poor. But it gives you a feel for the sticks. We have an ATI mode. Didn't know the Mavic Pro had an ATI mode, but it does. and of course normal positioning mode. Well, the app functionality is correct. It shows me where my home point is, with a little arrow in the bottom left corner. It'd be nice if you could sort of move the mouse on the screen and maybe click the return to home. Let's see if return to home works. I'm going to press the button. Oh, there we go. Drone return home. C2 to confirm. And it's flying back home again. Big H on the map in the bottom right corner. They're going to stop return to home there. Cancel, yep. As I'm playing in windowed mode, I can just basically X that out. Go back to the main start again. We'll look at one more free flight, and then I'll leave the rest up to you guys to investigate. Okay, so back at the beginning. Let's go down to free flight. And we'll take the Mavic 2 Pro this time. And we'll try the hangar. Only one takeoff point. That was quite a quick load. So let's start the motors up. Oh! We have sound on this one. Yes, we have some sound. So we're in the hangar here. Not much really you can fly in this hangar, especially with the Mavic 2 Pro. I was going to crash into this fan. Let's crash. Poof. Oh, knocked me for 6, put me on the floor, and then resets me. Let's have a look. Let's go over to the corner and we'll do a bit of sport mode flying. Oh. Yeah, I suppose if you fly in FPV, it would be all right. Right, let's switch to sport mode. Into the wall. Dunk. There you go. So it's a good program for learning to fly with the sticks and the controls and so on. For novice pilots, especially if they've not yet managed to sort of fly the quad. Oh, I can see myself there, look. Let's see if I can fly the quad into me. How sick am I? Oh, I flew right through myself. What do I look like? Oh, there you go. And you can see me actually using the sticks. I do like that. That's actually quite good. You see the sticks move. I'm not actually moving my fingers, but the sticks are moving. Right, that's quite nice, that. Let's take it for a fly around in this mode here. I do like the noise. It does sound like you're actually flying a quad. Oh, there's the wall. Bunk. That's 3 broken quads. Never mind. I won't bore you with much more of this. I do enjoy. I will be playing with this a lot more because I do quite like it.